This is a Guabiju. It's a fruit that's native to South America, to Argentina, Uruguay, the southern part of Brazil. And it's a very interesting fruit because it can grow in the temperate climate of Northern Europe. It tastes very good and it can survive the winters here. It's a bit like a myrtle, like a Mediterranean myrtle, but without the astringency. So it has a much better flavor and it is a bigger fruit. It's an interesting fruit for gardeners because it's quite exotic in Europe and it hasn't been bred or selected up until this point to give a quality that's and a yield that's good enough for commercial growers. There is a lot of work to do still because you would want to make the fruit little bit bigger, and you would want to be able to harvest it in an easier way. Because now if you harvest it, the top of the skin it breaks, which means you cannot commercialize it. But of course, with making a couple of crosses and selecting for a couple of generations, it should be fairly simple to find a larger fruit and one of which the stem separates from the plant in a better way. The taste is amazing. It's very sweet. It's quite mild up until the point when it's ripe, because when it's ripe, all kinds of sort of spicy flavors develop. And besides that, you don't eat the skin. You pop it in your mouth like a lychee or a longan, and then you chew the flesh. You spit out the seeds and the skin afterwards. In that sense, it also resembles a little bit another Brazilian fruit, which is called the jaboticaba, and which is very popular in more subtropical and tropical climates. But that's not something that we can grow here in Northern Europe. I've sown seeds of this plant and of jaboticabas 10 years ago. The jaboticabas, they're still this small or they all died, and these plants are fruiting right now. So a very interesting fruit because it's unique, it's exotic. If you want to grow it in your garden, you get a very abundant harvest at the end of the year of fruits that nobody has ever seen and that are very special. So they're like a conversation piece if you would serve this at your dinners as dessert. And you can also, if you happen to like that, as I do, try to select for better varieties, larger fruit, better way of harvesting, and then see if you can find something that in the future can develop into a new, unique local variety. I have 6 plants that are fruiting now, or 6 trees I should say, that are fruiting now. Some have a little bit larger fruit, some have smaller fruit, some ripen a little bit earlier, some a little bit later, but all of them taste good and all of them are quite hardy in the winter. If you would like to get some seeds, that's possible. I put them on my website. You can get them at bontegoed.com. I can only sell seeds in the European Union, but it is a very interesting plant for the European continent. So get your seeds at bontegoed.com and try to grow this beautiful plant. The only caveat is it will take 6 to 8 years from growing from a little seed to a tree that fruits. So you better start next year, then you'll have fruit in 8 years.